Okay, welcome back to Chain Soldier Anime Review, episode number 19. We are here discussing the 22nd episode of the series, Yokohama Showdown. This episode covers pretty much the entirety of chapters 77 and 79. Also with these particular episodes, the anime is 100 chapters behind where the manga is right now, because last I saw with the manga release, they just released chapter 178. Yeah, 178. So, yeah, actually we're like 99 chapters behind. And this season we'll get past chapter 80, no problem. And I've heard rumblings, like I've heard the possibility of a season 3 coming, but no confirmation about that. So in this episode, we begin right where we left the last episode, where Mira is being absorbed by one of the Thunder Gods into her belly, where all that remains of her is her boot and her hat. So then, of course, they begin fighting her. Of course, she blocks Yuki's punch and Kyoka's sword. And then, of course, basically, she got Mira's ability, copy jutsu, almost like basically like a copy jutsu. And then, of course, Tanka shows up, of course, thanks to portability. And then, get this, Himari's sister Maya, her older sister, and her grandma. Yes, her grandmother shows up, and she basically cosplays that she's cosplaying the commander, who is Ren, who's off in DC, and of course they take her out for the forests, and of course one point you have Shuku, where she's like wrapping up Yuki, and then Yuki's sister shows up. Yes, his sister shows up, who has not been seen this season at this point since episode 1. She shows up and oh, no woman, she gets very jealous when a woman holds her basically close to her brother. By the way, also one point that she'll get to the top of Yuki one scene while he's in slave mode, and tries to seduce him again by taking off her top. But look how she stopped. And it's kind of a weird thing with Yuki's sister, where she has a brother complex where she's obsessed with her brother. And it was revealed in the previous season show that apparently when Yuki was younger, he would frequently keep proposing to her even though that they're siblings. I find that a little weird. Yeah, it's kind of weird the fact that apparently of all the women interested in Yuki, one of them happens to be his own sister. I find that weird. And mention, the fact that she also can detect her two friends that was absorbed by Shoka inside, and of course some of her trump card, this giant Shuki, which we don't see a full body of, just the head. They battle that in this episode. It's a big action-packed episode, and a lot of ones basically where Himari's grandma basically are fighting. She just absorbs the life force, probably extending her life force, because she can do that. We don't see her doing the people, probably because basically that if she is to ask people, because she likes to keep so young. My guess is the reason why they won't have her do it, because they have her doing it to plants, but they don't see doing the people, mainly because basically that people point her as a murderer. But doing Thunder God is perfectly fine. That was a copy anyways. It does do a lot of them. And there's one point where basically, just before Mora show up, she is fantasizing, get this, where 3 of her granddaughters, her own daughter, even herself, are all butt naked basically surrounding Yuki, and her sequence, or basically her fantasy ends, well, by the way, she's still butt naked, where it seemed like she wanted to kiss Yuki. And he is completely naked too. You're probably thinking, is the sequence made completely for the anime? Oh no, this is for the manga. It only lasts and they put this scene here in the post-credit scene because we kind of were in the episode. And of course, the episode properly ends when Yuki goes to his special mode that he got just a couple episodes ago. Really cool episode, and we have 2 more to go, and then we're done with this one. Yeah, and then with next week, however, basically Wednesday reduced from 5 down to 4, moving at that point, beginning after and back to Wednesday at that point. Yeah, so next week's 20th, that's when Hell Mode gets wrapped up, and then the following week this gets wrapped up, and then basically just, well, unless somehow basically something comes on for High Dive, not currently anyways, but this one I've been really enjoying. Yep. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, to notifications. Next up we have is Farming Life Another World. Okay, next video. Bye.